I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon and welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. UPND youth leadership distances itself from protesting KANYAMA youths. Chieftainess MPASHYA calls on government to prepare relief food for her subjects. Details coming through after this commercial.
Did you know that Constituency Development Fund is a creation of the law? CDF was established by Article 162 of the Constitution of Zambia. Constituency Development Fund was first introduced in 1995 as a tool to facilitate the delivery of public developmental services like schools, health facilities, police posts, water, and sanitation points directly to the local communities. CDF is a mandate of the law and not a favor from the ruling government. For more information, visit our website on www.acazambia.org/CDF. Remember, CDF is your money. Take an active part on how it is used and managed. This message is brought to you by the Alliance for Community Action.
And now the media news in detail. Persons with cross-cutting disabilities who were camping at the Zambia Agency for Persons with Disability, ZPD offices in Lusaka, have lamented the manner in which the preliminary officers Saturday manhandled them in an effort to remove them from the place they have been camping for almost 2 months.
Persons living with cross-cutting disabilities who have in the past 2 months been camping at the Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities offices, seeking audience with the President Hakainde Hichilema over what they term mismanagement of resources by the agency, were Saturday removed from the premises by the paramilitary officers and were dumped at a military base in the showgrounds in Lusaka. The affected have since lamented the manner in which they were manhandled by the paramilitary, who they accused that they assaulted them, while a woman who was taking a bath at the time says she was dragged naked from a place where she was taking a bath.
Noko tuafika kwa extent imyenshi ibiri tuafika na kwa extent ya kututumina ba paramilitary kisa mkutu ikata pankanda ndesamba ndi ubwambo muntu kwisa mukunjimya kwati katwishi kwati ndiule bansanga fe mtaveni waundi n'abana benge mambi abana mapastors balina ku school naseba nokuseba ni nechalo ba president chichena ngatamwachite feta mwatumfwe nshishibe obutungulusho bo muliponga bwabatuntulu beka nshishibe.
Meanwhile, Street Vendor Organization of Persons with Disabilities Chairperson Peter Nkunika says he does not understand why ZPD hired other people with cross-cutting disabilities to go and fight them so that police can be called upon to manhandle them. He says all that they are fighting for is a noble call to have the resources donated to ZPD by international donors be put to good use, and says they will not stop protesting until the president addresses them.
They only said that let's go to showground, that's where you'll be addressed from. So we tried to resist to say that we can't go that side. Why can't they address here? They told us that there is nothing we can hear from you. So for us, we complied with them until they dropped us to showground as if we are cattle grazing the green grass. So, as our demonstration is not going to end, it will only end when the president attends to us.
Meanwhile, Euphrasia Lupia, the chairperson of the group, says those who are physically challenged currently working in the government should, instead of fighting them, join hands to ensure that persons living with cross-cutting disabilities are respected, including by decision makers.
If you are not mona, if you want to try, mule imiabadi mwaleka bakapukola, mwa imefesta ni mana manesu. Ukwatwise tulelo anchi bakapukala balelo lela padi aba paramilitary dida bamonati bambo kwisa mukutwika tamo imwelo mwafano bakutampo kusunka abantu abadesa mboko bemyo bwamba palapo adesa mbiro ngwa mkumninika ero badi amwale imya ni banyinenu tekwati ngatwale mana twakano kupelo omuchinji.
And we reported the issue to Levy Goma at State House. From there, we have been there at Sapid for almost a month now, a month plus. Now, the report hasn't reached the president. Why? Mr. President, we are appealing to you, we want to see you physically so that our issues can be addressed and crossed.
These 55 persons living with cross-cutting disabilities have vowed to never stop protesting until Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema gives them the audience. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Leadership of the opposition in Parliament, Brian Mundubele, has charged that appointing cadres as permanent secretaries was the #1 mistake President Hakainde Hichilema made. Mr. Mundubele says a permanent secretary is a controlling officer of any ministry and says government is now failing to deliver to the people's expectations because it has employed controlling officers who have no qualifications for the positions they have been appointed to.
The President was addressing Parliament the other day and he was talking about human development. We want to talk about free education, colleagues, and we're excited about it. But let's go fast forward. What's the end point for these children who are in school today? You want them to go through secondary school, university and college and be able to develop a career. But what for? If politicians can just walk in and not consider a civil servant who has worked for 25 years, devoted service to this nation for 25 years and removed for no reason on mere suspicion that they supported PF. And in their position, you bring some indisciplined former civil servants who were discharged on disciplinary action, bring them back to say they were removed because they were supporting UPND. What problem have you solved? Replacing a civil servant that was suspected to be supporting a political party with another one who is supporting a political party. The point there to take is that our civil service is completely destroyed. And I'm getting back to you, the media. Go back to the people that have been removed in those positions. Look at their resume. Look at their background. You'll find that President Edgar Chagwalungu was actually appointing them from the civil service. He was merely elevating them to directors, permanent secretaries. In the case of a new dawn, everybody is new. There are too many outsiders. Don't be surprised why government programs can't function, because there are just too many outsiders coming to head institutions, sensitive institutions.
United Party for National Development Deputy National Youth Chairman Trevor Mwinde has regretted the protest by the youths in KANYAMA against the party election chairman Gary Nkombo and the call for a new Secretary General. In an interview with Camnet TV, Mr. Mwinde says the party has the right channels to use when one is aggrieved, advising the youths to use the right channels.
United Party for National Development Youths in KANYAMA constituency Saturday protested against what they called anomalies in the party, among them the directive by election chairperson Gary Nkombo that all party offices and markets be removed, and the serious call for the replacement of the party Secretary General Batuke Imenda with Lusaka Province Chairperson Obvious Mwali Teta. According to the youths, this uncoordinated leadership resulted in the loss of the Luangwa chairperson by election last week.
Stimufuna is a mayusi. Then Stimufuna by SG kuti baichechana bapitirize. Mwari Teta setifuna utaichechana ateknya over aziba problem yabandani ya mayusi background.
However, UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson Trevor Mwinde tells Camnet News that the protest is regrettable, urging the youths to engage the party if they are aggrieved.
Support His Excellency the President, and if we have got issues, let us go and address with him in a very mature and stable manner without demonizing anybody. The same women that they are talking about, Secretary General, is a Secretary General who helped us win, because he was a national coordinator of the polling station management systems across the country. So we want to believe that we have had an amicable, good working relationship, and the President is watching and he's listening. We want to distance ourselves as youth leadership from all such youths that have taken the role of cadres who want to bring confusion and topple leadership. I don't think, because today it can be on the SG, tomorrow it will be on me. So we don't want to copy the PF style of leadership, that which saw the hounding out of Winter Gabimba. In UPND, the methods and the culture of work is very different.
Mr. Mwinde also says the party functionaries should remain united and support the vision of President Hakainde Hichilema and the people he has charged responsibility with.
As we will be able to take punitive measures, but for youths that are not in the structures will not be in the position to take punitive measures. But the party leadership will sit down and make a roadmap, and the public will be made aware very soon. And I want to also say that we are calling for unity amongst all our structures, and we believe in the youth leadership, we believe in the women folk leadership and every other person across the country. And dear Zambians, His Excellency the President and the leadership of the party will sit and create a roadmap.
Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Chieftainess MPASHYA of the Soli people of Rufunsa district says the poor harvest experienced in her chiefdom owing to poor rainfall patterns in the 2021-2022 farming season may result in a situation of hunger if urgent action to address the situation is not taken from the government.
After not being celebrated for 2 years due to the coronavirus pandemic, hundreds were packed at the MPASHYA Royal Establishment in Rufunsa District Saturday to witness the commemoration of the Chiwela Kumushi traditional ceremony that was graced by Her Royal Highness Chieftainess MPASHYA of the Soli people. The traditional ceremony was not short of various traditional dances.
Walaingiringa wa mama wa chieftainess wetu wa MPASHYA.
Speaking at the ceremony through her private secretary Princess Mwangala Chakalashi, Chieftainess MPASHYA has urged government to quickly mitigate the looming hunger in the district due to climate change effects on crops. She has further called for the completion of abandoned school projects to ensure that all pupils in a chiefdom have classroom space, while calling for sensitization of parents to take advantage of the free education policy by taking their children to school.
My concern relates to some parents within my chiefdom that I see not willing to take their children back to school, even amidst the pronouncement of such a beautiful policy at play. We will endeavor to support your government by ensuring that all our subjects do take advantage of this policy by getting their children back to school. I must hasten to mention here that apart from the many positive strides that have come with this policy, there seems to be somewhat a renewed pressure on the existing school infrastructure in the chiefdom, given a huge number of pupils enrolling back into school.
Meanwhile, Lusaka Province Minister, who is also a Rufunsa Member of Parliament and was guest of honor at the ceremony, Shao Muliata, says government has taken into account the challenges raised.
It is government's desire to work with traditional leaders in promoting rural development.
Speaking at the ceremony, Senior Headman for Nyampande John Mambo has urged investors in the mining sector to make sure that locals benefit from the mineral resources.
You cannot work in an area and see the people of that area not benefiting, whether you have a mine or you have whatever. If that is done, we shall pack your bags and you go back where you're from. In short, we'll have investors, we'll have all over doing things in the area. But there's a language in Zambia, also
locals also took advantage of the ceremony to show seed varieties that they are cultivating as one way of fighting climate change. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Rufunsa District.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. UPND youth leadership distances itself from protesting KANYAMA youths. Chieftainess MPASHYA calls on government to prepare relief food for her subjects. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon.